कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषं गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायण महामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशं मक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायण महानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसा दासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम् सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। All the four different challenges having been met, the most intelligent, powerful, faithful, devoted devotee of Sri Rama, Ramadutaha, he proceeded on with his journey and then reached Lanka. And while standing there up in the sky itself, he started to look at the very territory of Lanka. Sagaram Sagaranupan, Sagaranupajan Dhruman, Sagarasya cha Patni Nam, Mukhani Api Vilokayat. He started to look at the very beginning of the ocean front, as well as all the starting point of the rivers and the growth thereof. Continuing here, in the 206, I think that's where we stopped, it looked like. It's 205 we complete, yeah. Samaha Megha Sankasham
Samaha Megha Sankasham
Samikshyatmanam Atmavan
Samikshyaatmanamaatmavan
Niruddantamivakasham
Nirundhantamivakasham
Chakaramatiman matim
Chakaramatiman matim
Kaya vriddhim pravegam cha
Kaya vruddhim pravegam cha
Mama drishtvaiva rakshasaha
Mama drustvaiva rakshasaha
Mayi kautukalam kuryuhu
Mayi kautuhalam kuryuhu
Idi mene mahamatihi
Iti mene mahamatihi
Tadashariram sankshipya
Tatah shariram sankshipya
Tan Samkshipya Tanmahidara sannibam
Tanmahidhara tannibham
Puna prakrtimapa apede
Punah prakritimapede
Vitamoha Vitamoha ivatmavan
Vitamoha ivatmavan
Tatrupam adisankshipya
Tadrupam ati sankshipya
Anuman prakrtau stitaha
Hanuman prakrutau stitaha
Tin kraman iva vikramya
Trin kramaniva vikramya
Balivirya haro harihi
Balivirya haro harihi
Saha mega sangasham, one who has the color of like that of a dark cloud. Samikshya, Atmanam Samiksha, see looking at himself, Atmavan, Atmavan means one who has control over oneself is called Atmavan. It's often used in many places. Atmavat, one who is able to remain with himself without getting distracted by the senses and the mind. Like Bhagavat, in the Pradama Vibhakti Bhagavan, Bhagavan, Atmavat become Atmavan. Bhagavan, Atmavan, Nirundantam iva Akasham, as though he is obstructing the sky. So, because that was his size with which he landed there. I remember when we went to Lanka some time back, they showed a place where perhaps Hanumanji had landed. And there was a huge rock on which there was an impression of a foot of a monkey. It is as good as a room size, foot itself. So such a huge, they said that that's where he landed when he came down. So Madiman Madim Chakar, the intelligent one started to think, what? Sir, therefore, he says, Mama Kaya Vruddhim Pravegam cha Drishtva Eva Rakshasaha Kautuhalam Mati Kuryuhu Mayi Iti Mahavatihi Mene. So the Rakshasas, the very demons who are there, by seeing my huge form as well as the speed with which I move, they start to become extremely curious. Kautuhalam kuryuhu, Rakshasaha mayi, about me. So iti Mahamatihi Mene started to think. So therefore, tadaha shariram sankshipya, he started to reduce his body, tan mahidara sannibam. Now from the, like a huge black cloud, so here mahidara san, mahidara means like a mountain size he became. Mahidara samam sannibam. Mahidara means mahim dharati idi mahidara. Mahi is earth. So mahidara sannibam. So he started to move that. Because it is said, mountains are those which maintain the earth. The waters can deluge it completely otherwise. So it is the there are two ways to look at it. One, the fertility of the whole earth is maintained by the mountains. Because if the mountains were not there, then the rains would not happen. Mountains, as though, obstruct the movement of the clouds. The height of the mountains, many places, as you know, there are the places where highest mountains obviously bring snow or get snow out of the clouds. Because the atmosphere at the top of a mountain like Everest or Himalayas is so high, the clouds cannot move further. They are obstructed. And when they are obstructed at that point, they cause snow. The lower clouds, obviously obstructed by the lower mountains, they pour down. So, and those waters come down as rivers and then fertile the lands. And then the lands, after being fertile, and then the water goes down to the ocean. So all that. So ocean and the mountains are balanced. Ocean creates the water, water goes back to it, whereas mountains made sure the cycle is maintained. So Mahidara is the right word. So here, coming back, Mahidara Sannibam Punaha Prakriti Apede. He came back to his original form, and he gives a beautiful simile for that. Vita Moha Ivatmavan. Atmavan, here again, coming back to the same word, Atmavan, meaning self-controlled Muni. How he gets rid of his moha. In the same way, the huge form of Hanuman is reduced to regular size. So, Tatrupam Ati Sakshipya. Again, he further reduced himself. Hanuman, Prakrito Stitaha, standing on that Prakriti in his own self, Teen Kraman Iva Vikramya, Bali Virya Haro Harihi. Harihi, Vishnuhu, Bali Haraha, Bali Virya Haraha. He brought down the pride of Bali Chakravarti, or power of how he kept his 3 foot. When he grew in huge size, he covered the entire earth by 1 foot, entire heaven by another foot. And then he kept 1 more foot on the ego of Bali. In the same way, after having completed that huge form, how Bhagavan Hari came back to a regular size. So, what a regular size of a monkey is smaller than the regular size of a man, human. So, even that form, the so-called human form, also he brought down further, so that he will go unnoticed by the Rakshasas. Sacharu nana vidharupadhari.
Sacharu nana vidharupadhari.
Param samasadya samudra tiram.
Param samasadya samudra tiram.
Parera shakyam pratipanna rupaha.
Paraira shakyam pratipanna rupaha.
Samikshitatma samavekshitartaha.
Samikshitatma samavekshitartha.
Tatassa lambatsya gire samruddhe.
Tatassa lambasya gire samruddhe.
Vichitra kote nipapata kote.
Vichitra kute nipapata kute.
Sakeda kodhala kanari kele.
Saketa kadala na kanari kele.
Mahabrakuta pratimo mahatma.
Mahabhrakuta pratimo mahatma.
Tadastu samprapya samudra tiram.
Tatastu samprapya samudra tiram.
Samiksha lankam girivarya murdni.
Samiksha lankam girivarya murni.
Kapistu tasmin nipapada parvate.
कपिस्तु तस्मिन् निपपात पर्वते
विदूय रूपं व्यतयन् मृगद्विजान्
विधूय रूपं व्यदयन् मृगड्विदान्
ससागरं दानवपन्नगायुधम्
ससागरं दानवपन्नगायुतम्
बलेन विक्रम्य महोर्मिमालिनम्
बलेन विक्रम्य महोर्मिमालिनम्
निपत्य तीरे च महोदधेस्तदा
निपत्य तीरे च महोदधेस्तदा
तदर्श लङ्काममरावतीमिव
ददर्श लङ्काममरावतीमिव
नानाविधरूपधारी सः. He is capable of taking many forms. Charu, nicely, beautiful. Param, samasa, param, samudratiram, param samadhya. They going to the other side of the ocean, having reached there. Paraihi ashakyam pratipanna rupaha. He the one who has accomplished pratipanna. What? Pratipanna rupaha, one who has accomplished the form, accomplished the feat, which others can't even think. Paraihi ashakyam. Samikshita atma. What? Samavekshita artha. And very clearly, he is the one samikshita atma. He is able to perceive, looking around all that. He is worthy of adoration is also given here, probably. That is, I am not able to find the particular reason why put that there. Anyway, here is put bounding into the air. Oh, sorry, that is here further. No, sorry, here 210. Yeah. Yeah. So, Samudratiram. Okay. Yeah, that is very good. That is Samavekshita artha means Samyak avekshita artha. Artha purpose. Samavekshita, very clearly understanding his purpose, why he has come. Okay. Then after that, tataha sa girehe lambasya samruddhe. So the very mountain, which is known as Mount Lamba, that is a name here given there. The high, huge form which has landed in the Lamba mountain, Lambasya Gire, Samruddhe, Saket Samruddhe, filled with the grooves of various kinds of trees, and that place is known as Chitrakuta. Vichitrakote, Nipapata Kote. Kota here twice it has come. Kota also means a collection, heap. So various grooves for Vichitrakuta on the Kota, which is the name of the place, Chitrakuta. That's why it is called Chitrakuta, because not Chitrakuta, Trikuta. Chitrakuta is where Bhagavan Rama was. And Trikuta, I mean, this also we saw in Lanka. Of course, whether that is what is mentioned as in Ramayan, we do not know. You could see 3 towers, 3 tall mountains. They refer it as Trikuta. So, Trikute, what are the trees that were there? Ketaka, Uddalaka, Narikela. See, only in Kerala and in Lanka, some part of the coastal Tamil Nadu, coastal Kerala, coastal, of course, Kerala is nothing but coast, coastal Kerala, coastal Karnataka, and Lanka. Plenty of coconut trees, plenty. Thousands and thousands and thousands you will see. Like in Hawaii, you see them. So that's a very beautiful atmosphere for the, see, you can northern part, you hardly see them. Probably in the east, where there is, in Bengal, but I think it's mainly Kerala, Karnataka, that is near the ocean, in all the, and Lanka, plenty of them. So Narikela, all these trees are seen by him, and therefore Ketaka, Uddalaka, Narikela, and also other various trees also which is seen, and Mahabrakuta Pratimo Mahatma. Mahabrakuta. So the Kuta word came again and again. That's what I'm trying to say. Vichitrakote, Nipapatakote, Mahabrakuta Pradimao Mahatma. Mahabrakuta. Again, collection of Mahabra clouds. One who is resembling the cluster of clouds, Mahatma. Tadaha tu samprapya samudra tiram, having reached the shores of the ocean. Now he is landed, not still in the sky. Lankam Girivarya Murdni Samikshya. Girivarya Murdni, at the top of the Girivara, among the mountains there, Trikuta is the highest, and Murdni at the top, the crest of the mountain, Lanka city is built, the top of the mountain. Kapihi Tasmin Nipapata, he landed there, Parvate Viduya Rupam, Parvate Nipapada, having landed on the Parvat, Rupam Viduya, having thus discarded the form which was there, and that very landing has created so much of fear, agitation, Vyatayan Mruga Dvijan, agitating all the animals which are there and also the birds because of the very landing itself. Sasagaram Danavapanna Gayutam, the very ocean which is the abode of all the Danavas and the serpents, Pannagas, filled with those people. Balena Vikramya Mahormi Malinam, and one who has thus crossed over such an ocean which is filled with all that, Maha Urmi Malinam Sagaram, that which has the highest form of waves. You see, Indian Ocean is one of the large collection of water. Many of the people who had ventured to come to India through Indian Ocean have, in the past, they disappeared. Even flights, once it was Malaysian flights or something, it went down and nobody could even venture to even find out where it fell and what happened to that flight. Because the depth is almost into miles, And once the water pressure increases, obviously, as you go down, water pressure increases, even metals will split or break into pieces. So obviously, you will not find a single person alive there. So, mighty ocean, and as you know, tsunami happened recently, where Indian Ocean only. So, it's a Paha Urmi Malinam. It's a chain of huge waves. Tire Nipatya, having reached there, Maha Udade, of that very vast ocean, Tadap Tadarsha, he saw Lanka there, Lankam Amaravatim Iva, like that of the capital of Indra in the heavens, Amaravati. It's like beautiful form of the Lanka, then the description of Lanka. So Sundara Kanda starts with the beauty of Hanumanji. Here the beauty of Hanumanji is not the physical beauty. Of course, he was capable of creating any form he wants, and the beauty of the faith of Hanuman. Then comes now the beauty of Lanka. Ityarte Srimad Ramayana Valmiki Adikavi Sundarakande Pratama Sarga Samapta. We'll open up the second chapter in canto here. Sasagaramana Drishyam
Sasagaramana
Adikramya Mahabalaha
Atikramya Mahabalaha
Trikutasya Tate Lankam
Trikutatyaltate Lankam
Titasvasto Dadarshaha
Sitasvasto Dadarshaha
Tatapadapamukteena
Tatappadapamuktena
Pushpavarshena Viryavan
Pushpavarshena Viryavan
Abhivrishtastatastatra
Abhivrishtastatatra
Abo Pushpamayo Harihi
Abho Pushpamayo Harihi
Yojananam Shatam Sriman
Yojananam Shatam Shriman
Tirtvapyuttama Vikramaha
Tirtvapyuttama Vikramaha
Anishvasan Kapitstatra
Anishvasan Kapistatra
Naglanir Adhigacchati Naglani
Naglani
Adhigacchati
Naglani Madhigacchati
Shatanyaham Yojananam
Shatanyaham Yojananam
Rameyam Sumahunyapi
Krameyam Subahunyapi
Kim Punassagarasyantam
Kim Punastagarasyantam
Sankyatam Shatayojanam
Sankhyatam Shatayojanam
Saduviryavatam Sreshtaha
Tatuviryavatam Shreshtaha
Plavatam Api Chottamaha
Plavataamapi Chottamaha
Jagama Vegavan Lankam
Jagama Vegavang Lankam
Langayitva Mahid Mahodadim
Lankayitva Mahodadhim
Shadvalani Chanilani
Shadvalani cha Nilani
Gandhavanti Vanani cha
Gandhavanti Vanani cha
Madhumanti cha Madhyena
Madhumanti cha Madhyena
Jagamanagavanti cha
Jagamanagavanti cha
Shailam Chaturusang Sanchannan
Shailam Chattaru Sanchannan
Ganarajischa Pushpitaha
Vanarajish
Vanarajischa Pushpitaha
Vanarajishcha Pushpita
Abhichakrama Tejasvi
Abhichakrama Tejasvi
Hanuman Plavagarshavaha
Hanuman Plavagarshabaha
Sahasagaram Anagrishyam. As I have told you, Anagrishyam, impossible to conquer. And Adikramya, having crossed Mahabalaha, the supremely strong Hanuman, Trikutasya Tate, at the very flat part of on the top of Trikuta, Lankam Stitaha Swastaha Dadarshaha. So himself, he saw, standing there, he looked at the Trikuta, on the top of the Trikuta, the huge Lankapuri. So, as he landed there, he obviously had created such a havoc for the birds and the animals there. Not only that, all the trees that were there laden with so much of flowers, Padapa Muktena, Padapa means Padena Pipaditi Padapaha, that is Bruksha. Padama Muktena Pushpavarshena, the flowers that were discarded by the trees, Viryavan, that is Hanuman, Abhivrishtaha, being showered by those flowers, Tatas Tatra, Pushpamayo Harihi Babau. He looked like a small, not a small, but he looked like a heap of flower itself. Sometimes, you will see, in our place, when they worship the Shiva, Bhagavan Shiva, on Mondays. And during the spring season or season, when the flowers are so much, people bring so many flowers. And undiscriminatingly, when they put the flowers, you can't even see the Shivalinga at all. Filled with flowers, and you'll have to find out where Bhagavan is. He's already probably is not able to breathe also. So much of flower they put up to the head. So likewise here, Pushpa Vrishti, Hanumanji was looking like a small flower heap there. So then he started to think, Sriman, so yojananam shatam tirtva, having crossed 100 yojanas, api uttama vikramaha, who has accomplished the great task, anishwasan, he was not even catching the breath. He was not, gasping for breath. Kapihi tatra na glanim adhikachade. At no point of time even he had a physical tiredness. We go from here to maybe 3 hours in a car, sitting there. I'm tired. What did you do? 1 hour I sat, 3 hours I sat, doing nothing, just sat in the car. Tired. Some people, even as we go to 24 hours flight to India, etc. Nothing, you do nothing, eat, sleep. At the end of that, I'm tired. What are you tired about? You're doing nothing. Eating and sleeping, or watching movies maybe. Doing nothing else. Now, how can you be tired? Once Gurudev, many times I've seen when Gurudev used to come from international flight in Bombay, and when the students, when we stand there, when to welcome him, he was crushed like a flower. He lands smiling. While others are wondering, such a long flight he took and came. He will laugh at it. I just sat and came. What is tiredness about it? So it's it's more psychological. Tired, I'm tired. There's nothing to be tired. I was sitting there and what will he do? But here, see Hanumanji. 4 different challenges he met. Dhriti, Drishti, Mati, and Daksha. With that, he won all the challenges. And he had crossed 100 yojanas, 800 miles by his physical strength. Of course, the power of faith. Wind, God helped him also. His own son, obviously. So he exerted so much, but no tiredness. Na glani madhigachati. Yojananam shatan aham krameyam subahuni api. I have crossed 100 yojanas. I can do more also. Bahunapi krameyam. I am capable of even going further. Kimpuna sagarasyantam sankyadam shata yojana. What? Just 100 yojanas I just crossed. I can do more. What about this 100? Nothing. So this is the mind of Hanumanji. Never get tired about what he did or what he has accomplished. Not proud, but at the same time he felt that it was such a simple task. Think about it. In the beginning, when he started, how much of apprehension was there among others, where he was keeping quiet. I can do this much only, I cannot do this. He was very clear. If Bhagavan wills, I will do it. I can. Satu Viryavatam Sreshtaha. He the one, the best among the valorous one. Plavatam api cha uttamaha, best among the monkeys. Vegavan, man of great speed. Lankam jagama. Mahadadim langayitva. Mahodadim, mahaudadi. Having leaped the huge ocean, he proceeded closer to look at the Lanka. There, he saw Shadvalani, Neelani, almost like dark green, closer to blue color, huge grassland, Shadvalani, Gandhavanti Vanani cha, and very fragrant, beautiful forests, Madhumanti, filled with so much of honey, cha madhyena, in there, those in the middle, Jagama, Nagavanti cha, with so many mountains that are there, smaller and bigger ones, and so many trees are Naga, Nagachati. So Naga also means a mountain. Naga also means a tree, which is that's not Nagachati the Naga. So many trees with so many fragrant flowers, fragrances everywhere, and honey. Shailamscha Taru Sanchannan, and various mountains which are filled with taru, covered with trees. Vanarajischa Pushpitaha, and forest with laden with so much of flower. Tejasvi Hanuman Plavagarshabaha cha Abhichakrama. He started to cross those places to find out the actual city where it is. Satasminnachale stishtan
Tatasminnachale tishtan
vananyupavanani cha
vananyupavanani cha
tanagagre stitam lankam
tanagagre sitam lankam
tadarsha pavanatmajah
dadarsha pavanatmajah
saralan karnikaramscha
saralan karnikarancha
karjugamscha supushpitan
karjurancha pushpitan
priyalan Priyalan muchulintansha
priyalan muchulindanscha
Kutajan ketakanapi
kutajan ketakanapi
Priyanguna gandapurnascha
priyangun gandapurnamscha
Purnamscha Nipan saptachadan stada
nipan saptachadam tada
Asanan kovidaranscha
atanan kovidaramscha
Karaviramscha pushpitan
karaviramscha pushpitan
Pushpaparani baddhanscha
pushpabharani baddhamscha
Tata mukilitanapi
tatha mukulitanapi
Padapan vihaga kirnan
padapan vihaga kirnan
Pavanadutamastakan
pavanadutamastakan
Amsakarandava kirna
hamsakarandava kirna
Vapihi padmotpala vrataha
vapi padmotpalavrutaha
Akridan vividan ramyan
akridan vividhan ramyan
Vividan cha jalashayan
vividham cha jalashayan
Antatan vividair vrikshaihi
tantatan vividhair vrikshaihi
Sarvartu phala pushpitaihi
sarvartu phala pushpitaihi
Udyana cha ramyani
udyanaani cha ramyani
Dadarsha kapikunjaraha
dadarsha kapikunjaraha
Kapikunjaraha dadarsha ramyani udyanani cha. So basically he saw all this. Kapikunjaraha, the elephant, mighty elephant like among the monkeys. Tasmin achale tishtan. Achale kiro. In that very mountain, standing there, he saw vanani, forest, upavanani, gardens. And so Saha Naga Agre, at the top of the mountain, Lankam Dadarsha Pavanatmajaha, this son of the wind, god. What are the various trees that were there? Sarala, Saralan, Karnikaran. So the Sarala trees and Karnikaras, date, Karjuran, dates tree, date palms, and Supushpitan, all of them are very well flowered up in full blossom, as it is said. Priyala, Muchulinda, Kutaja, Kutaja and Ketaka and Priyanga. So all of them, Priyanguna, Gandapurnamscha, all of them are filled with so many beautiful fragrances. And Asana, he also saw the Asanan. Then Kabividara. So all various such one of them. And here, Asanan, Kovidaran, Karaviran, all of them Pushpitan, Saptachadan, Nipan, Gandapurna, so and Pushpabara Nibaddhanscha, which are all filled with so many flowers, Tada Mukiridanabi, the birds also, small birds there. Mukuta means mukur means bud. So ra and la, mukurita, mukulitan, both are same. Ravayoho abedaha. Ralayoho abedaha. Like vabayoho abedaha. Sometimes va can turn to ba, ba becomes va. Similarly, ra becomes la becomes ra. So here, mukura actually. Padapan, all the trees, vihaga akirnan. Viham gachati idi vihaga. Viham gachati, those which are all flying in the sky. So they are birds filled with them. And Pavana Aduta Mastakan. Pavana Aduta Mastakan. So their top of those trees are continuously shaking because of the wind that has been flowing very gently there. And also he found lakes which is filled with Hamsa Karandava Akirna Vapihi, the fonts which were filled with the swans and the certain kind of ducks, etc. Padma Utpala Avrutaha, and filled with lotuses and lilies. I distinctly remember again, Lanka, there are many Buddhist temples, as you know, and Buddhists especially would like to worship Buddha with lotus flower. On Thursdays, Guruvara, you'll find so many devotees go to the nearest Buddhist temple and offer lotus. And while we were traveling, we saw many ponds. You can't even see the water. Only lotuses. Very bright and beautifully grown lotus flowers, and the whole place is looking rose and pink and blue, and unbelievable sight. Such a beautiful country Lanka is. Get a chance, you should go there. And now it is, of course, in a very sad state. But plenty of nature, rain and greenery, tea estates, coffee estates, mountains. Such a beautiful place. And so I can revisit in my mind that how even at this today's world time, if so many ponds are there, what about those times when there were not much of habitation by the human beings? Akridan, Vividan, Ramyan, all of them, these Hamsa, Karanda, Akirna, so these swans, etc., they were all playing about, sporting. Vividanscha Jalashayan, various kinds of collection of waters, ponds, lakes, and all that, tanks of water. Santatan Vividair Vrikshaihi, filled with so many different kinds of trees. They are all Sarvartu Phalapushpitaihi. Sarvartu means Sarvarutu. In all seasons, 4 season hotels are there. So all season tree flowers, perennial, what they call, perennials everywhere. Udvanani, Udyanani, cha Ramyani. So many different gardens there. Dadarsha Kapikunjara, he saw there. Samasadya cha Lakshmivan.
समासाद्य च लक्ष्मीवान्
Lankam Ravana Palitam
लङ्कां रावणपालिताम्
Parikabhi Sapadmabihi
परिखाभिस्तपद्माभिः
Sotpalabhilalankrutam
सोत्पलाभिरलङ्कृताम्
Sitapaharanatena
सीतापहरणात्तेन
Ravanena Surakshitam
रावणेन सुरक्षिताम्
Samantad Vicharadbhicha
समन्ताद्विचरद्भिश्च
Rakshasair Ugra Dhanvabihi
राक्षसैरुग्रधन्वभिः
Kanchanenavrutam Ramyam
काञ्चनेनावृतां रम्याम्
Akarena Mahapurim
प्राकारेण महापुरीम्
Grihaischa Girisankashaihi
गृहैश्च गिरितङ्काशैः
Sharadambudasannibhaihi
शारदाम्बुदसन्निभैः
Pandurabi Pratolibihi Pandurabihi Pratolibihi
पाण्डुराभिः प्रतोलीभिः
Achapirabi Samvritam
अच्छाभिरभिसंवृताम्
Uchabihi Abhisamvritam
उच्चाभिरभिसंवृताम्
Attalaka Shatakirnam
अट्टालकशताकीर्णाम्
Pataka Dvajashobhitam
पताकाध्वजशोभिताम्
Orane Kanchanehi Divyaihi
तोरणैः काञ्चनैर्दिव्यैः
Latha Pankti Virajitaihi
लतापङ्क्तिविराजितैः
Tadarsha Hanuman Lankam
ददर्श हनुमान् लङ्काम्
Devo Devapurimiva
देवो देवपुरीमिव
Girimurdnim Stitam Lankam
गिरिमूर्ध्नि स्थितां लङ्काम्
Pandurair Bhavanai Shubhaihi
पाण्डुरैर्भवनैः शुभैः
Tadarsha Sakabi Sriman
ददर्श स कपिः श्रीमान्
Purimakashagamiva
पुरीमाकाशगामिव
Alitam Rakshasendrena
पालितां राक्षसेन्द्रेण
Nirmitam Vishwakarmana
निर्मितां विश्वकर्मणा
Pavamanam Ivakashe
प्लवमानामिवाकाशे
Tadarsha Hanuman Kapihi
ददर्श हनुमान् कपिः
Vaprakara Jaganam
वप्रप्राकारजघनाम्
Vipulambu Vanambaram
विपुलाम्बुवनाम्बुराम्
Shadagni Shulake Shantam
शतघ्निशूलकेशान्ताम्
Attalakavatamsakam
अट्टालकावतंसकाम्
Manaseva Kritam Lokam Lankam
मनसेव कृतां लङ्काम्
Nirmitam Vishwakarmana.
निर्मितां विश्वकर्मणा.
He saw so many things and he had concluded in his mind. Vishwakarma had conceived of Lanka in his own mind only. Manasa eva Vishwakarmana Lankam Krutam Lankam. This Lanka, Puri this is a feminine, Lanka. Puri is not Puri, Puri, so it's Puri is feminine. So he saw this Lankapuri as that which was conceived by Vishwakarma. Vishwakarma is called divine architect. And he thought of it in the mind itself before he actually made it into a physical place. Oh, that's the beauty of Lanka is explained here. Samasadhyacha Lakshmivan, most illustrious. Lankam Ravana Palitam, this Lanka which is protected, ruled by Ravana. Parikabhihi, Parika, Parikana, Kananam is to dig, Kananam. Pari, all over, meaning drenches. First of all, the Lankapuri is covered on all the sides with deep drenches filled with water. Parikabhihi, And these waters had, adding to the beauty, lotus flowers. Sa padmabhihi, sa utphalabihi, with the lilies, alankritam. It is decorated first from the top. When you start looking at it, you see the entire territory of Lanka filled with trenches, and then and water, not drainage water, not ditch water, but filled with lotuses and lilies. And obviously, Tena Ravanena Sita Apaharanat Surakshitam. Obviously, Ravana would know that this is going to be attacked by Rama. So he had increased his army to protect it little more, because Sita Aparanath, due to the fact that Sita has been kidnapped, Tena Ravanena Surakshitam, it is more protected there. Samantat Vicharad Bischa Rakshasaihi Ugra Danvyabihi. Samantat, all over and moving about, Vicharat, with the hands, Rakshasai, by those Rakshasa demons. What do they have? The bow and arrow in their hands. Ugra Danvyabihi, raised bow and arrows are ready to attack at any time, any unwanted movement that happens anywhere. And at the same time, the prakaras, or the corridors, are of the Mahapurim, Ramyam Kanchanena Avradam, golden corridors. Grihaischa Girisankashai, all the houses look like individual mountains. Sharadambuda Sannibaihi, Girisankashaihi, like that of the, looking like a mountain, and Sharada Ambuda, with like autumnal or rainy sea clouds, that dark probably, or huge in that way. Pandurabihi Pratilobi Bihi. Pratilobi is the main streets. Royal streets or main streets are built there with white color. Pandurabihi Abhisamrutam. And all over they had the streets that were bright, like white painted, perhaps. Boundaries, not the streets, boundaries. Boundaries are, because from the top, when you look at it, the boundary is painted white, so that from a distance also you can see what is how the fort is. Attalaka, the towers, Shatakirnam, and hundreds of towers there everywhere. What you call it as towers, or the penthouses. Pataka Dwaja Shobitam. They all had banners and pataka, the banners as well as flags of the country, and Thoranaihi Kanchanehi, and the entrances were all filled with the garlands there. Kanchanehi Divyaihi, beautiful. Lata Pankti Riva, Lata Pankti Virajitaihi, with the creepers and all those which are grown over them. And Virajitaihi. Dadasha Hanuman Lankam, he saw this Lanka of such beauty. Devaha Devapurimiva, like Devapurimiva Devaha, like a divine deity looking at the divine abode of heaven, which is a divine abode. In that way, he looked at them. Giri Murdni Stitam Lankam, it is sitting on the top of a mountain, the Lanka. Panduraihi Bhavanaihi Shubhaihi, filled with white houses or palaces. Bhuvana here, palaces. Shubhaihi. Dadarsha Sakapihi Sriman, he saw Purim Akashagamiva. So these various towers which are white in color, they are looking, it is as though they are floating at the top on the sky. See, interesting thing is the mountain Trikuta is there, and let us say the sky is there. Meeting point, there is this city, Lanka. From a distance, it looks like that entire city filled with white borders and white towers, all the places. It looked like it is suspended in the air, as though Palitam Rakshasendrena, being protected by the Rakshasa Indra, Ravana, Nirmidam Vishwakarmana. So this very thing, city is being built by Vishwakarma, as we said, Plavamanam iva akashe, as though it is floating in the sky. Dadarsha Hanuman Kabihi. He saw it that way. And that is why he came to the conclusion, to build this, perhaps the Vishwakarma had even imagined in his own mind. And now, always a city, as I said, is a feminine. Nadi is feminine. All the rivers are also considered feminine. Now here, the beauty of a lady called Lanka. So therefore he says, Vapra Prakara Jaganam. So the Vapra is rampant. Jagana means the hip or the loins. Vapra Prakara. So the Prakara, the border thing, it looked like the hip or the mountain, the Lanka with the towers looked like the hip and the loins of a lady. Vipula Ambuvana Ambaram. Vipula Ambu Vanambaram. So the very the ocean, which is again covering the entire mountain, Trikuta, all the sides. It looked like the entire Lanka, which is covered except this small point where between Rameshwaram, and of course you cannot see it. It's covered under the water. So otherwise it looked like a suspended, suddenly like a dot in the ocean. Huge island. If you look at it from in the map, it looks like it's some small dot which is put there. Beautiful green, lush with so many. So it looked like the entire water that is covered is like the cloth being worn by the lady. Ambara, Vipula Ambu. The water, ocean looked like a blue sari she's wearing there. And Shada Agni Shula Keshantam. And the fort had sharp towers, small tower. And Shadagni is given here. The sharp towers actually are none other than the Rakshasas holding various kinds of weapons. They look like towers, but actually they are weapons held. So that is why in the note, a kind of weapon used as a missile, and is described as a huge stone studded with iron spikes and 4 talas or palmera tree in length. So those look like Shadagni Shula Keshantam, and the Shula, the spears that were there held at the top of the fort, look like the hair that is of the lady, hair split, those Keshanta. So Keshantam, that is how it is explained there. When they are looking like her locks, and the various huge palaces that were there. Attalaka is a towers. Avatamsakam, like Avatamsaka is the earrings. Earrings that were coming down. So they look like the earrings of the lady. In this way, Manasa Lankam Krutam Nirmitam Vishwakarmana. So he considered the entire Lanka like a lady. He wanted to decorate the entire place with so many beautiful things. So the beauty of Lanka, that is also part of Sundara Kanda. Beauty of Ravana in terms of how he was ruling the place very efficiently. Beauty of Mandautari, his wife. Beauty of the people who are living there. Beauty in the sense how rich, that prosperous for the land. And beauty of Sita. Sita's love for Rama. That beauty is also going to be explained. So that is everywhere Sundaram, Sundaram. Okay. Aganita Guna Gana Bhushana Rama Ashrita Vatsala
Jaya Jaya Rama Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama Apadbandhava Jaya Jaya Rama Dasarata Nandana Sri Rama Dasamukhamartana Jaya Jaya Rama Kausalya Sutavartana Rama Kamita Balada Jaya Jaya Rama Papa Vimochana Sri Rama Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama Jaya Raghurama Jaya Siya Rama Vanara Sevita Sri Rama Varudhi Vandana Jaya Jaya Rama Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama Patita Pavana Sita Rama Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Siyavar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavana Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Umapati Mahadeva Ki Jai Bolo Bhai Sab Santan Ki